Hi guys, Samantha from Jessama Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you my Mica Mesh technique. So in a previous tutorial where I was showing you how to make a marbled skinner blend with the core rollers, I hope that you remember that technique. I made a skinner blend and I had all of these cut-offs. Now in the tutorial I said that you should put these back in the packet, and that is what you should do if you don't plan to use them for anything. But as I was cutting them off, I had an idea and I played around with it and it was cool. So I'm going to show you that idea. So we've got enough here for the moment. So we're just going to take these pieces and just smash them onto each other like this, just different colours. And these have to be metallic clays to work. But just take each individual one and choose a different space, squish it on, and try to get different colours in different areas. And you really do want to squish it because then you'll get this mica effect, and I'll show you what that looks like once we've flattened it out. It'll look better then. And you want to try and do it in random so you don't want them all facing in the same direction. You really just want to be smashing pieces into each other so it looked like a bomb went off and your clay splattered everywhere basically. But it looks nice once it's done. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just taking all of my mica pieces that I cut off and I'm just squishing them into different areas. That's basically all you have to do. It's nice to squish them off to an angle because that reveals more of the mica shift. So watch this one, I'm going to squish it off to an angle and you can see I have a nice streak there. So if you want a nice mica shift, just try to squish it off to an angle. So I'll carry on doing this and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, and so here it is now that I have flattened it out with my acrylic roller, and so you can see that there's a lot of depth to the pattern. You've got mica shift effects all over the place, so this is why it should be used with mica clays. Now just a quick correction, before when I said Mica Mash I meant Mica Smash. I was getting confused between Patricia Robinson's cane tutorial and she calls that the Mica Mash, so a bit of a slip of the words there. You should check out her tutorial though, it's pretty cool. So I'll leave a link to her Mica Mash cane in the description below. This one is called the Mica Smash because you're kind of smashing it together to create this cool effect. So here's what it looks like, and here's what it looks like on the other side. So for once, the front side looks good for me, which is unusual when it comes to mica clays. Usually the back side seems to look nice. So this is just with plain colours. Now I was thinking that we should also try it with a skinner blend. So here is another skinner blend like the one that I showed in the mica frills technique tutorial that I was talking about a little while ago. And I'll provide a link to that so that you guys can have a look at it. But this is basically what we're going to be using. So we're going to kind of do what we do with my Dragon Scale Mica Shift. I'll also provide a link to that tutorial. It's really cool as well. The mica techniques using the metallic clays are super cool. So those ones are some of the easiest techniques. They're great to play around with. And so I'll leave a link to some of the ones that I mentioned in this tutorial. So we're just kind of ripping it off so that it's in random fashion. And now I like my clay soft for this technique, but if it's giving you a little bit of trouble and you can't get these nice ragged edges, just leach it for a little while on a piece of paper. Just watch it though, because you don't want to leach it too much. So just leach it for a few minutes to get it to harden up a little bit, and then try this out. But I'm doing pretty okay. I'm doing okay here. So I'll just do this, and you can do this with a normal skinner blend. Doesn't have to be this type. Any skinner blend will work. You can do it with any colours as well. This is a really easy technique, And now what we're going to do is we're just going to, like before, smash all these pieces together, and maybe we'll have some small pieces and some larger pieces, all kind of layering over each other. And it'll be very similar to the last one, except that the colours are going to be more toned because it was a Skinner blend, and also the edges are going to be a little bit more raggedy, and you're going to get a Skinner blend throughout the effect, which could look quite cool. These colours are a little dull. I kind of like them like that because they're supposed to match with the entire set that I'm busy making, which is going to be part of a project tutorial if you guys want. So please do let me know if you would like a project tutorial using the techniques that I'm showing here and the ones shown in the microfills tutorial, and I'll do a project tutorial on it, so let me know. What was I saying? I was saying something, but I went off track. Oh yes, what I was saying was these colours are fairly dull for this technique. It'll probably look a little bit more interesting if you went for brighter colours, but as I was saying before, I wanted it to be the same as the set that I'm busy creating for our project tutorial. Got a bunch of projects in mind that we'll be making. So I hope you can see, if you've watched my Dragon Scale Mica Shift tutorial, you'll know that when I put the scales down, I like to go against the grain so that I get this mica shift along the edge over here, so that it creates that cool mica shift. So whenever you're putting it down, go against the grain slightly and it will increase your mica shift for you. And so this is going to look pretty cool, I think. I've tried it with some brighter colours, and it should look nice in some dull colours as well. So I'll continue squishing it all together and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so there we are. Now I've squished it mostly so that I've got my mica shifts all nice and ready, so that when I come over with the acrylic roller, I've already got my mica shifts, because it's all lying in different directions. So if it wasn't all flattened out, it would be hard to get a proper mica shift. So just do a bit of flattening out before you go with the acrylic roller. And then we'll flatten it out. And it's actually looking pretty cool. This looks better than I thought it was going to look. There we are. And this might look nice with a sandpaper texture. I'm not sure, I was thinking about it, but it kind of reminds me of stone, and so I was thinking maybe some sandpaper texture would look nice. But we'll see about that if we're going to do a project tutorial. So I'll leave it like this and it gives me some more options. But there we are, check that that's flat. So you can see that we have a whole bunch of mica shifts and they are all in Skinner blend mode. So it looks great. And you can try smaller pieces as well. Smaller pieces will probably look really cool. I might have to mess around with this a bit more. But you can see that using the same technique with a Skinner blend versus plain colours looks completely different. It kind of gives it a more refined look. Well, this one is a bit more bold. So depending on what your preference is, you might like this one more or you might like this one more. They're completely different, so I'm really happy with how they turned out. So that's my tutorial on the Mica Smash technique. So I do hope that you found that helpful. If you did, please do let me know, as that is always helpful to me. And if you do want a tutorial using these sheets and the ones shown in the Polymer Clay Microfills tutorial, do let me know and I'll make a project and I'll get to that as soon as I can. And please do check the links below, as there'll be links to my Patreon membership, where I post complicated tutorials and all sorts of things on there every single month. And if you sign up now and any time in the future, you'll be able to access all the backlog. So that's a great feature to it. And please do check my website, jessamatutorials.com out. I've got places where you can send in pictures of what you've done using my techniques, and they get their own page, so be sure to check that out, as there is a form underneath every single video. And as always, I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.